Hey guys, welcome to Reddit Brew. You know the drill. We're back at it again with the r/entitledpeople Reddit stories. So let's just jump into it, shall we? My sister is turning into the biggest Bridezilla, and I can't stop laughing. So, a little background. I am the second youngest of 5 kids. My older siblings are 2 brothers and 1 older sister. Sister and I have a 5-year age gap. As a result, we never really had that sisterly bond you would expect most sisters to have. Growing up, I was always a burden to her, and anytime it was my turn to pick the family movie, or really anything, she would get upset. She's honestly had control issues since she was like 9, so I'm guessing you can already see where I'm going with this. I'm currently 18, about to turn 19, and sister turned 24 earlier this year. Her boyfriend proposed to her at a family beach day earlier in June of this year, and it was one of those big letters and rose petals proposals, which he set up before my family arrived. She was thrilled, said yes, and my parents were very happy. Now, here's the drama. Since the proposal, she has gone into full Bridezilla mode. At the behest of my mom, sister made me a bridesmaid, so I'm roped into all the BS. So far, these are the demands my dear sister has made. 1. All bridesmaids are to pay for their own dress, a $300 dress in blush pink, shoes, hair, and makeup. 2. All bridesmaids need to attend all wedding and bachelorette events, including the bachelorette spa day at $800 each, the bachelorette vacation weekend to Toronto, and a stay at the Fairmont Hotel, $1,000 weekend just for the hotel, the dress appointments, even if it's just for the bride, and all alterations covered by the person themselves. $300 dress plus approximately $300 alterations, etc. All things to do with the wedding, cake, venue, catering, etc. they need to attend. The cake and food tasting, they all need to pay $25. Both the guests and the bridal party need to pay $150 to reserve their spots. And gifts have to be either cash, check, or from the list of registry items. She has a spreadsheet of what everyone is gifting and said that she will return items that aren't from her registry / match her theme. My mom says it's bride anxiety. I say it's just my sister trying to control everything because she wants a December wedding on a ski hill. Edited to add, I realized I didn't include the obscene controlling parts. My bad, here they are. 1. All bridesmaids need to go to hair and skin appointments every 6 weeks to ensure our hair and skin is flawless for pictures. It's out of pocket too. 2. Anyone with tattoos needs to cover them. Our dresses will do that. They go to the neck, ankles, and wrists because the bride wants to be the only one sleeveless and showing her tattoos and colorful hair. So either we need to get our hair dyed to a natural color or wear a wig at our expense. 3. The dresses only come in sizes 00 to 10. Pretty good range for most, but those who don't fit are expected to try and lose weight. I'm a size 12, and already my sister is calling me fat. She sent me a keto diet book through Amazon. 4. No one, vendors, are to communicate directly to the bride and groom. It has to go through us first. She made a Gmail with last name wedding, which we all have access to, and we aren't supposed to ask her if something is okay. We should just know if it's okay. 5. We need to remind the guests that they have to pay a deposit of $150 to save their spot. And if we don't get it, they don't come. We also need to confirm what they'll purchase from the registry. Edit 2. Y'all are making me realize my family isn't normal. I'm going to look into therapy with my uni and see if I can move into residence earlier. I want to thank the person who private messaged me about getting my mom off my bank account and to also get my birth certificate, etc. I texted my mom, I'm at work right now, if her, my dad, and I can talk about it while my sister is gone to her fiance's for the night. I'm hoping to show my mom and dad this post to help them understand where I'm coming from. Update. Firstly, I wanted to apologize for how long this has taken. My parents originally planned to talk that night, but my mom said she wasn't feeling good and decided to go to sleep early. quickly. We then got busy moving my sister into her fiance's place, and by the time everything settled, my parents forgot we had something to discuss and kind of brushed it off to the side. We finally had the conversation 2 days ago, and I needed a day to think and just react to things. So, without further ado, here's the update. It turns out, my dad never knew the whole story. He knew he was responsible for paying for my sister's dress and a portion of the wedding or honeymoon, but he did not know the full extent of what my mom had done. The reason for this is that my parents told me, Dad confirmed with bank records, that my parents had been setting up 25K accounts for myself and each of my siblings. The rule was that these accounts could be used for anything once we turned 19 and went off to post-secondary. It was our money to use. I just turned 19 and my dad was getting ready to sign the money over to me when we had this conversation, which caused a bit of a blow up. But right now, I need to give some background info I was given. Right after sister got engaged, she apparently had a conversation with my mom about how she always felt like the child left out. She used this line before, so I do believe my mom fell for it and was guilt-tripped. As a result of a very long conversation, my mom figured that she could divert the funds from all the kids' accounts to pay for my sister's wedding. For those wondering, my 2 older brothers are in the military. They aren't married yet and live on base. They never used their 25K because the Army in Canada pays for your education, housing, etc. So, my mom had 50K at her disposal. Then combined with my sister's and my 25K, it would have been 100K. Sister did this because again, she is a master manipulator and possible narcissist. She used my mom's mental and physical health conditions against her. When I was born, my mom went through very bad postpartum depression, resulting in her leaving to a treatment facility for 4 months, leaving my sister, 2 brothers, me, and my dad behind. My 2 older brothers at the time were 9 and 7, and I was only a few months. My sister was 5, and since my brothers were trouble, my dad had his hands full, and a live-in nanny did the stuff for me. My sister had my aunt, who lived with us at the time, and got little to no attention from my dad, at an age where attention is very important. I think that triggered the bad sides of her to come out. While the nanny did help sister with basics, food, water, bath, clothes, a little play, she wasn't a replacement for our mom. Even my aunt wasn't a replacement for mom, despite her being there mainly for my sister. When our mom came back, my sister had a huge grudge. Not to my mom, but to me. I was the reason mom left, I guess, which led to her trying to smother me with a pillow. Mom caught her just in time, and it was a quote-unquote funny story for us as a family. Throughout my childhood, my sister used manipulation to get what she wants. And now she did it for the wedding too. My mom felt bad and decided to give her little dove everything she desired. As a result of this, my dad and I grew very close. He is my best friend. My sister and I had a decent relationship when I was 12 to 14, but it changed again when my mom got pregnant with our youngest sister. It was an accident, and I became the target again for my sister's rage and abuse. So now with the background info done, here's what happened. Well, Dad blew up. He didn't know about the 100K or the things my sister was doing. He didn't like the fact that my mom used a lot of "your father and I agree" talk, even though they hadn't. I showed him group chat screenshots. We worked through the wedding issue, I don't have to attend, and the 25K for me issues. My dad is signing it over ASAP. Then I was asked to go to my room for a bit because my mom and dad wanted to talk. They settled the budget issue on their own. My dad asked why I didn't feel comfortable to talk to them earlier, so I showed them this post. My dad snapped. He immediately called my sister and told her to come here ASAP because he needed to talk to her and would not accept excuses. She said she would be here in 4 hours because she was with fiance and his parents. Dad pressed and she hung up and blocked him. Dad told me to go to my room once again, but to leave my phone so they could go over the post and see the comments. I don't know exactly what happened, but my mom came to talk to me later. She then told me about the PPD. I didn't know about it earlier, and we solved our issues. I finished by asking if my sister would go to therapy therapy, and my mom said she'd try, but can't force it. I told her if my sister doesn't go, I'm going no contact with my sister, and possibly low contact with her. My dad then joined the conversation and assured me I would get my money, and I didn't have to go to the wedding if I didn't want to. Since my sister is charging $150 per guest, she can pay for her own grandiose wedding through that. Soon to be Bill and his family aren't paying for apparently. So now they have to. Otherwise, sister doesn't get to have her ski hill wedding. Speaking of the $150 fee, y'all were right. It was my sister who concocted the whole thing and told my mom it was an Italian thing. We talked to sister's Mill when she dropped my sister off. She doesn't drive, and Mill was shocked that my sister had said that. There is apparently a money dance, but no fee. So on to what happened when my sister finally came back. She came after 5 hours, and while Mill was there, she was sweet as pie. But when Mill left, oh lord, the gates to hell broke loose. She demanded to know why Dad disturbed the peaceful evening. They fought. Finally, she sat down after Dad started pulling out various tricks, including threatening telling Mill about sister's true nature, which I guess fiance hasn't seen much of. I was excused to my room again. There was a lot of angry yelling back and forth, and a lot of manipulation from my sister, including threats of low contact / no contact, or not seeing possible grandkids in the future. She was trying to get my mom to go back to the original plan, the 100K plan, but my mom and dad weren't budging. The fight continued and stopped when my dad yelled, saying that my mom isn't her punching bag, and her postpartum depression was not my mom's fault. And if she was that angry and bitter about it, go to therapy. After that, I was called back down, and we went over all the issues. Starting with the keto book, my sister tried to defend by saying that I was fat and lazy and needed it, but my dad defended me. My sister started to cry, and my mom told my dad to be a little softer, which he did. We finally discussed everything, and sister eventually got an Uber and left because she was being attacked. We're going to wait until Christmas time when my brothers are back in town so we can all discuss what we need as a family to go forward and be healthy. It will most likely be therapy or cutting sister out. Mom and dad are still figuring out the full budget issue with my sister's in-laws. My parents told them that for such a wedding to happen, everyone would need to contribute. In-laws agreed that $100,000 for a wedding is insane. Last I heard, my sister will get her $25K for the wedding, which is basically $10K because she ordered a $10K dress. Insane. And then her in-laws are being generous and helping with $15K. So 10 to the wedding, 5 to the honeymoon. My dad is pulling out my funds for me and only me. My mom and I still have a somewhat rocky relationship, and my sister absolutely hates me. She blamed me for everything and said that I have caused irreparable damage to her relationship with her fiance and in-laws. Because of this, she's banned me from the wedding and from her life. I honestly don't care. I don't really see it as losing a sister. I see it as losing a bully. I made a promise to my mom and dad that I would never treat my younger sister like that. I'm going to be the role model she deserves, and I'm going to be her protector like my brothers and fathers were for me. Update. Hey everyone, figured I'd update you since it's been a long time. I apologize, I lost the login to this account, but just found it. So on to the update. Family therapy is going really well. My 2 brothers were given temporary leave to come back to Canada. They were both stationed overseas for a bit, and I believe they have to go back after this to help the process along. Our family is getting back on track, and my mom and I are closer than ever. She seems to be improving with her enabling. As for my sister, honestly, I don't know what's going on with her. A friend of mine still follows her on social media, and everything seems well. The wedding was moved earlier to November 26th, instead of December 17th. Apparently, and this is rumors, she's pregnant. She's cut all of us off, and her fiance's family is talking about us, but we're holding strong. In other, more exciting news, my oldest brother is getting married. So while I lost a terrible sister, I gained an amazing sister-in-law. She's so sweet, texts me every couple of days, gets me Uber Eats orders when I'm down at school, despite being provinces away. She's so sweet. She asked if I would feel comfortable being her maid of honor. She's an only child and her mom passed away, and I agreed. So by this time next year, I'll have an official new sister sister. Post-wedding update. A lot of people wanted to know what happened at the wedding yesterday, so I shall provide the update. My family and I were banned from going, but my cousins and family friends filled me in, so not a whole lot happened at the ceremony. Mill showed up in an off-white dress, classic and hilarious, love that for her, and a few people brought their kids despite it being a child-free ceremony, but no true drama happened until the reception. I somewhat feel bad for my sister because of this, but Mill invited one of the groom's exes. She tried to get between my sister and her now husband, but her husband, and I give him props for this, told her to leave. Honestly, all around, it wasn't that dramatic. They made it to the altar and are leaving for their honeymoon today or tomorrow. However, one thing that was confirmed is that my sister is definitely pregnant. At the end of the wedding speeches, the groom said his with a slideshow, and the last slide was an ultrasound picture, and baby last name due June 2023. Poor kid. Poor kid indeed. I think it's so hilarious that the sister ended up with a horrible Mill though. She can have fun with that. Some good old rightful karma. Sounds like a train wreck waiting to happen with the sister being pregnant though. And I guarantee this isn't the end. Sure, they're all no contact for now, but I feel like mom has a long ways to go. And with a grandchild being thrown into the mix, it's likely going to make her crack, because it's just another thing that sister can hold over her mother's head and use as a manipulation tactic. I really hope I'm wrong about that though, and that mom stays strong, but only time will tell. I'm glad things are going really well for OP though. She deserves it, and her brothers too. But anyway, that is all from me today. I hope you enjoyed this entitled people story with all the updates. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I truly appreciate when you do, and I will see you in the next Reddit story. Bye!